everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Wolf Hour. So, this is kind of interesting. It's about a woman who was a countercultural figure, whatever that means. Maybe a protester, that's what I'm thinking. But has now secluded herself into her home during the Summer of Sam. And that woman is Naomi Watts. So, IMDb, oh wait. I thought I saw this, this has it at a 4.8. I thought it was at a 7 something, so that's why I turned it on. But only 565 people have viewed it so far. I don't know. Okay, so this might be really, really bad. I thought it was 7, and so I was starting to play it and was kind of excited. But now that I realize it's under 5, I'm underwhelmed. So I'll get into it, find out what it's really about, give you a better idea, and then ultimately tell you what I think. But low expectations on this one. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Wolf Hour. Sorry, no check-ins because it wasn't needed at all. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible and save you a lot of time. Don't watch this one. Now, if you're a huge fan of Naomi Watts, she was the lone bright spot of the Lone Wolf or whatever this movie's called. I mean, her acting was really good in this one. I liked how she portrayed a recluse, essentially, and somewhat, maybe considerably, unhinged in a sense. But as I mentioned in the beginning, this is her character has secluded herself from society in the Bronx. They have Summer of Sam, so that the serial killer's out there running around. But the whole thing is, why has she done this? And as I mentioned, the Summer of Sam is going on, so he's looking for brunettes, so maybe that's her. You see, there's a lot of there's a riot that goes on outside her house. The heat is very high. There's a lot of heat going on, and then there's a constant ringing of her, like not her doorbell, but buzzing, the intercom system. So you think maybe she's being stalked. You don't know. This is all building up towards like, wow, why is she like this? And then so that's the interesting piece of it. The rest of it is now just her living there at home. And nothing's really giving you clues. She's interacting with an old friend. She's interacting with the grocery delivery guy. She has a delivering date kind of thing. And that's really it. Maybe a phone call more, but other than that, it's all, all in her apartment. So the only thing you're clinging to is that fact of like, why is this like this? And I mentioned she's some kind of countercultural person, but she wrote a book previously, and so anyway, so this builds and builds and builds as much as it can build, and I'm stuck trying to sit here and be like, all right, I gotta stick it out. I gotta see what is going on, and then they hit you with it. But then not so much. It wasn't at the end. But they eventually get to the point of why she's a recluse, and it's like, what? I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will at the end of this. So, but hold on. So that was a major disappointment on that aspect of it. So then it's like, okay, I get it, but how does this all end? What's the final piece of this? And then, the ending is just doesn't make up for the 1 hour and 39 minutes that I wasted at all. Now, again, Naomi Watts did a great job in this, and that's the only redeeming value of this movie whatsoever. I'm sorry to say, it was not very good at all. I was hoping for something, it was boring. I found myself checking fantasy football more than watching the movie, but I think I caught everything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that was amazing, but I was waiting for the end to really get me there. Like I'm at a 4 on this one, to put it to you bluntly. So as I said, I'm going to keep this brief. You do not need to watch this film at all, so I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. And that's all I have for you tonight. Now, if you want to stick around for a couple of seconds, I will talk a little bit more, little open discussion, but this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Do not go forward if you're actually going to disregard my entire review and go watch this movie. So turn me off now if you are. Okay, I'm not surprised. Great. So basically, the whole thing is, I told you they build up this big suspense or this intrigue about why she's a recluse. Well, she's a recluse because, as I mentioned, she wrote a book, and her dad died right after the book was written. So, like an interview guy, somebody, a TV guy, interviews her and says, "Do you think you caused your father's death by this?" That's the reason she went in to be a recluse. And then, in order to get herself out, she writes another book. And, in the midst of riots outside, she finds herself outside somehow. Throughout the movie, the book gets published and everything's all better now. The end. Whew. I don't know. I mean, now that you hear that, anyway. So, if you saw it and you enjoyed it, or you saw something different that you really liked and I missed it, feel free to leave me comments. Let me know what I missed. But this did not hit home for me. Didn't enjoy it. Was really bored and really disappointed in everything except for Naomi Watts' acting. That's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.